the girl reached out to me and she was like, we need more diversity in our show. Like, if you're interested, like, even if you don't know, like, you can come for rehearsals and learn.
Yeah.
And because I had said I was gonna say yes to every opportunity, there was no option to say no.
Hey, I'm Praise.
And I'm Nicole. And we're the hosts of the Good Sense Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to Good Sense Podcast. Again, thank you for tuning in with us. So this week we're going in with part 2 for playing it safe within your 20s. So we're just going to continue from where we kind of left off last week. So the next question that was going to come up is, what do you regret playing it safe within your 20s? Should I go? All right. You want to go first?
You go.
Okay. I should have done more. I should have done more. Like I was saying, because my mind was so linear. I thought a degree would unlock all the things I could do. I'm a person who ideates a lot. I could sit down and think of something and like put a skeleton to it and put it to life. I never did that because I was too busy chasing after something that I wanted to validate me. Yeah. So I should have done more for myself. I should have allowed myself to birth more things around me. I think there were times when I'll be looking back and I'll be thinking, you know what, if I had birthed that idea, it could really be funding my education, So, yeah.
Oh, I hear that.
So if you're earlier in your 20s, hey, do more. Don't be afraid to do that. And don't place your identity in one thing.
Yeah.
I regret placing my identity in that degree, and feeling so numb and, stuck in that box. Yeah. And then I regret not knowing how to use my money right. For real. Do you know that you can walk into a bank and you can ask for a financial advisor, no matter how rich or not so rich you are?
Yeah.
You can get a financial advisor and start getting things going for yourself. I regret neglecting that financial knowledge because I was so scared to look at my, meager balances all the time.
Or even admit that you just don't know.
Not even admitting. For me, it wasn't admitting. For me, the biggest thing was I don't have, the finances to manage in the first place. Oh. So what am I trying to manage?
Yeah, I hear you.
Because every cent I'll get, I'll just go and pay the immediate bills that I needed to pay.
Yeah.
But I feel like getting money knowledge earlier is better. You can invest as well. Simple. You can invest through your bank. You can do so many things. If I had started a tax-free trading account 5 years ago, right now I'd be in a better place. So knowing these things and utilizing some of these things is good because, hey, 5 years is going to pass by anyway. So I think it's just good to confront your finances, no matter how little or big they are. Just have money knowledge.
Yeah.
I regret not going for that.
I think for myself,
now
that I've thought about it, I think it's the same answer, like not doing enough, but more of not doing enough because I was self-sabotaging in a way.
Oh.
So
the number of times we be standing and the ring with self-sabotage,
like not confident enough to go after what I needed to do, or not want to make a change in terms of my education because that might be too drastic, or I don't necessarily know what the outcome is going to be.
Oh yeah.
Not taking certain opportunities. I was telling Praise, like, I had a year, I think it was like 2019.
Oh yeah, I really
My
love that
yes
story.
year.
Yeah.
And it's because like when I left 2018, I really was thinking to myself, what opportunities have been offered to me that could have put me in a different spot that I
Ooh.
said no to?
No, that's smart. That's smart. I wish I was that smart.
Girl. Girl. It was just a moment of like introspection. It was a moment of reflecting. It was, when you're at the end of the year and you're trying to I'm don't necessarily do New Year's resolutions, but I'm more of like a goal person or what I want that year to look like.
Yeah.
So that's where that thought process came from and that little conversation with myself started. And so 2019, I went into it saying I'm going to say yes to every opportunity given to me, even if it scares me. And so like some people might know this, but that's ultimately how I got into modeling.
Oh, that's nice.
Because, the girl reached out to me and she was like, we need more diversity in our show. Like, if you're interested, like, even if you don't know, like, you can come for rehearsals and learn.
Yeah.
And because I had said I was going to say yes to every opportunity, there was no option to say no.
I like
there was
that
no
you kept
option
your
to
own
be
word.
afraid. Well, because, I had to be accountable to myself.
I like that. I feel like sometimes people, we can't keep up with what we promise ourselves because, hey, there was no accountability. But then you keeping your word to yourself, that's something. I like that.
Oh, because I was determined. Because the thought of potentially being somewhere different than where I was intended to be, because I was scared, because I said no, because I didn't want to push myself out of my comfort zone. That year, I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not going to be in that place anymore where I'm offered things or people suggest things to me based off what they see I have to offer, the skills that I have.
Yeah.
And I don't do it just out of fear.
I was like that. I was a person where I played it safe because I was afraid of what people thought of me. Mm-hmm. Even if you are the very same person offering me that opportunity, I would still like low-key think, what are they thinking?
Yeah.
And then I would still like turn things down. So I find a lot of courage in you honoring your word past
Thanks,
that
girl.
fear.
I mean, it lasted that year, but I'm trying to get back.
Put you through somewhere.
It definitely got me somewhere, and it was a lesson that I learned.
Yeah.
I don't know where that determination came from that year.
We need some of that.
It was the fear of just like, okay, I could have been somewhere different. I could have been somewhere else, especially like looking back at the opportunities that had been offered to me in the year prior. Yeah. That's kind of what the driving force was. So I think that's what I'm going to go into this next year with, is saying yes to every opportunity. It's something that I'm going to carry into, as long as it's something that morally connects with me, I'm going to say yes. If it connects with where my spirit is,
your
and
values.
Yes,
whilst,
keep your
going
values
for your goals.
Yes. Don't waver. Don't feel like you have to change who you are or what you want your life to be like just because everyone else is doing a certain thing, or people are telling you this is the field you need to be in. Listen, if it connects with you, then it connects with you. If it doesn't, that's okay. That's okay.
I feel like that's a lesson right there. I feel like that's solid gold. I feel like sometimes we go for things and we compromise ourselves. Especially in our 20s, because we want to be something. We want to keep up with the culture, rise and grind. I want to do something. I want to be something.
Everything is so like up in the air right now because we're still in the phase of discovering ourselves in terms of career, and discovering ourselves in terms of what our education path is going to look like financially, discovering our friends. Like, if anything, I think right now is when my friend group is kind of more solidifying and like becoming smaller, because I'm now just connecting with more like-minded people. I'm not saying like you can't be around people who think differently than you, but you don't need to be a part of the crowd.
All the
and
time,
that's something that you learn as you get a little bit older, whereas like in high school it's kind of okay to be friends with everyone, or to talk to everybody and to kind of relate with everybody. But as you're getting older, you want to be around like-minded people. You want to be around people who kind of push you in the direction that you want to go, who hold you, who call you to be your best self. And so within that, I found that I am now more molding and shaping, the spaces that I'm in, the people that I'm around, where I want to be. And so that, everything is up in the air right now. So you almost are scared to make like very like concrete decisions because
But that's playing it safe though. That's
no,
what we're
but
talking
it's
about.
not though, because this is the
What?
thing. I don't want to make concrete decisions because, not gonna lie, guys, 25-year-old me is gonna be different than 24-year-old me.
Definitely.
Because
I felt
23-year-old
like at
me,
25, that's when I
whole
started
different
to change a
girl.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whole different girl. And like the things that I'm interested in, the way my mind has opened up, the conversations that I've had, even just doing this podcast, guys, like, hello, this is not something I would have done a couple years ago. It would have always just been in the idea stage, but to actually execute it, 24-year-old me is like, no, this is something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna at least try. If it fails, I'm not putting it out there, but if it fails, I've tried.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Younger me would have definitely been the admin. I would birth it, but with other bodies.
Yeah.
Just not mine in front of the camera.
Yeah, I feel you. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's a little bit up in the air for me. I'm still trying to figure out what it is I'm trying to do, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with exploring who I am and what it is I like, and okay making mistakes, and okay fumbling the bag, or, because now is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
It's really the perfect time to do it. So our next question for this segment actually is, I don't know if Praise wants to say her age, so she doesn't have to. But for 24 and for 20, 20, what do you want to see for this year? Because we're both born at the end of the year, and we're filming this in December.
We just got into our new ages.
Yeah.
I'm October, she's November.
I'm November, and we're filming this in December, just for context. So we're newly into these new ages, and what is it that you want to see in this new age of yours, and what is it that I want to see in this new age of mine?
I feel like 20 came in with a bang. It really did. I went through a life-changing experience that immediately robbed me of feeling like I was a kid anymore. I'm not. So, to be honest, from that, I felt so fueled to just do what I have to do, get things done. I got so tired of tying myself to my failures.
Yeah.
Because what slowed me down is I wanted to get that one lesson, complete and finished, so I would not spread myself out to explore new areas. Because, hey, you have to pass this level first, but nah, life is not linear like that.
You're talking about school?
Yeah. Life is not linear like that. So, for 20... Ooh, I almost said it, people.
You almost got her.
Those who know.
But I think every age is beautiful. I can't wait until you get to that point where you really embrace who you are and the age that you're at, because we had this conversation privately.
Yeah.
You're at this age now, but it's the most youthful that you feel.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like you should embrace.
And I feel the youngest.
So embrace it. Listen, because there's somebody who's in their 60s and they're like, oh my gosh, this is when my life is opening up. There's somebody who's 16 and they want to be older. Like, guys, be okay being your age. Be okay where you're at right now.
I feel like sis is calling me out. Okay,
I am
27.
Because 27 is a great age.
Yeah.
It's an age of exploration. It's an age of finding yourself. It's an age of growing into the woman that you are.
Yeah, that's true. And to be honest, I think when I started feeling my youngest at 26. When at 26, that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna let things flow.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's live life. Let's heal. Let's do something.
Let's heal, guys.
Yes.
Let's heal.
So I started feeling my youngest at 26, and then when 27 came, I was still really identifying as a toddler. Because I was embracing how young I was feeling at 26. The reason why I was feeling my youngest at 26 was because from the time I had to start catering for myself, from the 1920, I did not feel like a kid. I could not. Like, there was no room for me to feel like I'm young or I'm young in my 20s. Like, everything was weighing heavy on me. And it's such a terrible time for all these things to be weighing on me when you're in your 20s and you're an overthinker. You're like overthinking everything. So you force yourself into maturity and you're just stumbling through like a lot of things. So 27, I got knocked back to my senses, and I feel my youngest. I do, but then I do know I'm grown up as well. I've got a good sense of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that for you. I think
So 27, let's do it.
Let's
I'm
do
ready
it.
to birth
Let's go.
everything that I ideate about. I want to do it, whether it's something small, something big. I'm doing it. I just want to do it. Not because I'm scared of my 30s coming. Actually, I cannot wait. I'm ready for that. I saw Beyonce's post when she turned 40. She was like, we were raised to hate getting older, but getting older is beautiful. It's that's how life is.
Okay, so you knew all this and you still were not embracing your age.
It takes time, people. It takes time.
She said I'm a work in progress.
Work in progress.
It takes time. It definitely takes time.
But yeah, 27, let's do it year. Like night, just do it. That's 27 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 24, I would say for myself, I finally don't feel like the youngest. I do have a lot of older friends, and being at the end of the year, I find I'm usually the youngest in whatever setting I'm in. But the last couple years, I've been dealing with a lot personally, and I feel like I've gotten to that nice plateau of just figuring out how best to handle my good days and my bad days, good days and my bad days, and how to take care of myself, how to notice when my mental health needs to be checked, how to cater to myself.
Can I cut you in? So when I hit 25, I once read an article. If I find it, probably I'll link it. But by the time you're going through 24, 25, your brain is actually changing. So mental health is actually a big thing then. Yeah, so
I love it.
Yay.
It's a fun experience, guys. It's been quite the ride.
Yay.
It's been quite the ride.
Fun time.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I turned 25, things felt more clearer. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well, things
it's gonna
are
be a
looking
good
up,
time.
y'all.
Things are gonna feel more clearer.
All my 24-year-olds, we got this. We're gonna make it through. But yeah, all that being said, like with everything that I went through and my emotions being all over the place and trying to figure out myself and my life and what it is I want to do and putting pressure on myself that didn't need to be there.
Oh man.
I think this year I'm going into it just loving me, loving Nicole.
Yeah.
Being okay with Nicole and understanding Nicole is human. And I'm talking about myself in the third person because I think it'll sink in a little bit better.
I think that's a lesson right there. It's okay to be human.
To be human,
When
to have
we're,
off days, guys.
When we're teens, we assume we're super people.
Yeah.
So sometimes,
because life doesn't sometimes, well, I'm not saying this is everyone's experience. Some people have experienced, the harsh realities of life earlier, but I didn't. And so, my first year of university is when I really realized that, like, life has its moments. It has its valley moments. And I had a couple of those.
Yeah.
I went through my own things personally that I had to work myself through.
Oh, yeah.
Like Prey said, I also had my rock bottom moment.
Woo.
But
those are always nice.
I have to say this because I'm a person of faith and I really do rely on my faith. There's a song that says, when I've reached rock bottom, you're the rock at the bottom. And that lyric, oh my gosh, every time I hear it, because honestly, when I was at the bottom, my faith really held me down.
Yeah.
Really held me down.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm a little bit more stable and I've realized that, listen, life has its ups and downs. I think at the time that it happened, I was in shock. I was like, what? This can't happen to me. Like,
this
is, like, I'm happy-go-lucky. Like, I love life and I love enjoying life. And so when I have moments that I don't necessarily enjoy life or where I'm at, it can be a shock to the system.
It is,
because
you are
I feel
thinking,
like I want
life is the love of those who love it.
Yeah.
Why isn't it loving me?
Why isn't it loving me back? You know? And so now that I've kind of, understood the way life works and grown through my faith and grown through who I am and embracing this new age of 24, I'm excited for 24 to be a more loving year to myself.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for 24 to be a year that I'm a friend to myself, a year that I don't make excuses for bad behavior that I have, and I'm more accountable. Don't defend the mess.
Don't defend your mess.
I am tired.
Don't do it.
I am tired of always being in situations because I put myself in that situation.
But those are the 20s.
Those are the 20s. Those are the plights of the 20s, guys.
20s are a lot of humble beginnings, a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And I feel like the whole point of what we're talking about is don't play it safe, but at the same time, hey, know your values.
Yeah.
Know your values as well. Yeah.
Know your values. Know who you are. Know where you want to be. I know I said like everything is kind of up in the air right now, but as long as you know kind of where you want to go and what you want your life to look at like, and have those goals that are attainable, like be realistic, have those goals that are attainable. As long as you are true to yourself and you're true to the path that you're on, you can get there. You can figure it out. It's not always gonna look exactly how you wanted it to go.
Validate yourself. Do you know what's good for you? You know it.
Trust
you
yourself.
don't have to be grown up enough to know.
Yeah.
You just know. Validate yourself earlier.
Trust yourself. And also, I think another thing that I want to take into this year, which I really got from, like, honestly, guys, the reason why we started this podcast is because we've known each other for a couple years now, but our friendship over the years has grown deeper and deeper. And with that, we've had deeper conversations, more meaningful conversations that have kind of created a safe space between us. And in having that safe space, I've been able to vocalize when I'm going through things. Vocalize my wins as well as my losses. And feel safe doing it. Find those people, guys. Find whoever it is that you're able to open up to talk to be vulnerable with. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be an island. You don't have to be by yourself. And I have really been, like, guys, I have really benefited from the conversations that we've had. It's led me to have more conversations with people around me as well, too. Be transparent, whether it's my parents, whether it's my siblings, other friends that I have. It has pushed me to communicate.
Wow, to grow in communication.
Guys. Grow in communication. Speak what is on your heart. Speak what's on your mind. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Like, I used to not want to be vulnerable because, number one, I thought it was a sign of weakness. Number two, I'm opening myself up to other people's opinions about me when I already didn't feel good about myself. But if you pick the right people who can call you into positivity, people who can call you into good thoughts about yourself, who can speak life into you, speak life into your situation, you won't leave those conversations feeling worse than when you went in.
Especially if the people you're talking to are unpacking those situations or addressing those issues gracefully. It's you live with hope. You live with hope about, okay, I can become this. Yeah, I think it's in our intro. I actually meant it. It is. I actually meant it. If something that is so vulnerable or tense or embarrassing is unpegged with grace, oh man, you have hope for what you can become tomorrow, or you understand that, hey, I'm human. That's that the sigh first of relief. One. Yes, and second, it's okay. Yeah, that some of these things happen. Yeah, I think a quick example that's coming into my head is Deval.
Kadeen and Deval, we love their podcast.
Oh my God. Deval was talking to his son. I think his son had punched his uncle.
His uncle, yeah.
And then he started crying because his dad, I think, called him out on it.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't like his dad's tone. And then Deval started unpacking that whole issue gracefully. He allowed his son to like feel emotions and all that stuff. At the end of it all, I mean, this man was praised for being, father of the year.
Honestly, because it was so like monumental to see that interaction between a father and a son. And his son is young. His son is like maybe 4.
Yeah.
But being able to understand where his dad was coming from, and his dad even just meeting him at his level to be like, listen, I know you want to sometimes you get angry and you want to be aggressive, but that's not the best way to handle the situation.
Yeah, you can't.
And at the end of the day, his son was able to go apologize and it was all good. Guys, create those spaces for yourself where you can grow into the best person that you can be, that you can live your life with the intention to grow into
who you want.
Positivity.
Yeah.
Your best self.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't create a space where people make you play it safe.
Yeah.
Their insecurities.
Yeah. Because of their insecurities or your insecurities, or you feel like a little competition.
Woo!
Leave those, run from those spaces. Run for your life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I guess this is it for playing it safe in your 20s. Hey, where are you playing it safe? Maybe that could be a New Year's resolution.
What lessons have you learned?
Exactly.
That's a great introspective
moment.
Please
share. Would love to interact with you to know what people are going through as well. I feel like I'd like to know we would like to know what people are going through in the community as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
interact in the comments.
Comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. I have to say that. Yeah.
And share.
Share with your friends. Share with your family. Share with your peers, your coworkers.
Those conversations.
Yeah. Create that safe space. Create that, that area where you're able to be yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that's it for today. Sense.
We hope this makes good sense. We're going to keep saying that.
No, till it's a pun that everybody goes,
yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Bye.